Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Chris Massimo back again with some more Apex Legends gameplay. Hope you guys are doing well today, and of course we got something pretty exciting for you guys. This is our first gameplay of Season 6. Man, boy oh boy, am I excited. Of course, I want to go ahead and say that I actually only got in about, I'm going to say maybe 2-3 games since the new season dropped, and oh my gosh, everything has completely changed. I'm not gonna lie, like I am still trying to adjust to it right now. I'm not gonna lie, I really want to go ahead and be honest with you guys that, I didn't know what I was doing. I mean, obviously I knew it's the same game, but it just feels like an entirely, new different experience for me. Obviously with the new guns, the new changes, I honestly spent maybe about like 20 minutes within the firing range just to see if I can go ahead and get used to everything, but oh my goodness, there's a lot of things to go over right now. So for the most part, what I do want to go over is just a few of the patch notes. I'm not going to go too crazy in it. If you guys just want to read maybe a little bit more into it, I'll just put it in the description as well down below, and of course you can look into it yourselves. But for the most part, one of the biggest things that I want to go ahead and address is obviously the new map changes, but of course the new gun that I'm using right now, the Volt. Wow, this thing is just amazing. As you can see right over here, I just melted that one person, and I did melt the other caustic over there earlier within this gameplay. But what I want to address is the fact that I know that we no longer have the R99 anymore, and I'm very sad about it, but for the most part it's been the meta since the game basically came out. And it's finally time for us to actually get some type of changes. You see the same things towards the very end game. It's always going to be an R99, a Prowler, or some type of other gun that's pretty really well when it comes to obviously end game status. And the R99 was just one of those guns, and honestly I love this new gun. And at first, I was a little skeptic. I just wanted to see exactly, all right, how's this gonna go? And then I started watching some YouTubers, and I was like, okay, this gun actually might be pretty good. And when I was trying it out on the fire range, man, this thing is dangerous. This gun will absolutely just destroy people as long as you land all of your shots. But for the most part, it seems like it shoots pretty fast. The recoil is just non-existent. It's literally like an SMG version of the R301, and this thing was just amazing. And then of course it deals really fast damage and everything else as well too. And I was actually very fortunate to pick up the Volt right over here. And I'm not gonna lie too, this gun right over here, the Hemlock, I liked it a lot in Season 5, but now I just love it. As you can see over here, the burst mode on the gun is finally amazing. The recoil is not crazy high anymore, and of course it just shoots a lot more faster. It honestly just reminds me of the how are you gonna say this, the M8A1 from Black Ops 2 days. And oh my gosh, the moment that I picked it up, I was just like bringing back so many memories, and I was like almost gonna cry. But for the most part, I think that this could be the new meta. I think the Hemlock and the Volt, that's just going to be a crazy combo. And I honestly think there's going to be a lot of pro players and a lot of big YouTubers that are going to be running the same gun setup. And of course, I saw that the Havoc and of course the Devotion, obviously you can add a turbocharger into the same weapons. And of course that can go ahead and just help out with the faster fire rating. But honestly, this Hemlock was just destroying people. And I'm not going to lie as well too. This was actually my first game on. So, during this entire gameplay, I was actually just trying to get an experience for how everything was now. I saw that there were some new changes. I really wanted to go ahead and cover a few things with everyone. And of course, I just wanted to be sure, like, hey, what can we do? Where can we find? What's some good places to loot? And, everything was just super, like, crazy. And it honestly felt like a brand new map, even though it was the same one from last season, just with new changes. But for the most part, what I'm actually really most excited about is also just the fact that Bloodhound got a buff. And of course you guys already know I am a Bloodhound main. Of course I enjoy playing with Caustic as well too, but for the most part I am so glad that Bloodhound got some love. He has been a beast, and of course no pun intended because he does use the Beast of the Hunt, but I'm so glad to see the fact that now he gets his scans a lot faster when he's in his ultimate, and especially since they just move faster and at further distance, that thing is just amazing. Because of course I know that the Recon class was a little slept on in the past few seasons. Of course everyone was playing a little bit more aggressive and playing a little bit more defensive as well too. And Bloodhound is just so useful, and I always tell you guys this, especially in my videos videos that don't sleep on Bloodhound, don't sleep on Bloodhound, and I honestly feel like now there's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna be playing with him. You know, just with the fact that he's so vital to the team now. You can get so much information from everybody. You know, he's just such a really good player. He's able to go ahead and be used in critical situations, especially from what you're gonna see in just a bit in the upcoming clips. But for the most part, like I said, he's honestly my favorite one, and I'm actually super grateful that they actually made the changes that they were able to do for him. And of course, too, I do realize that they actually put in a new character, Rampart. Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna lie, she's actually very fun to play with. Of course, you know, Loba last season was, you know, pretty decent. I might say so myself. It was pretty cool to having the black market and, you know, teleporting with the ring and all. But no, Rampart has actually been very, very fun. Honestly, I love using her. Just the fact that you can lay down her shields, and of course that protects you. It's super important, especially when it comes to situations where you need to get a revive off, or, you know, play defensive inside a building, or just numerous factors. And not only that, that minigun, oh my gosh, that thing has just been melting people. The fact that it deals so much damage, of course there is some recoil that goes into it, but you know, that was to be expected. But as long as you can go ahead and handle that, you can literally just tear through armor like crazy. And especially since there's been unlimited bullets with it, it's one of my favorite things to go ahead and use right now. But of course everyone's trying to use Rampart, so I just been maining Bloodhound lately. And what I thought was really cool is just the fact that Crypto can go ahead and get the insta-res now with this drone. And so that's going to be super crazy. I'm honestly looking forward to using Crypto, especially in ranked mode. That's going to come in handy a lot. So I'm hoping to go ahead and get to use him a little bit more. But of course, I just want to go ahead and soak in all the greatness and the changes that have obviously been able to go ahead and make. But for the most part, as you can see over here, we're making pretty decent plays. Of course, my gameplay right over here, it's not as action-packed. Of course, I felt like we honestly dealt a decent amount of damage and of course a decent amount of kills within the game, but however, I just wanted to go ahead and focus on obviously getting some gameplay for you guys. I didn't want to go ahead and post up, you know, season 5 gameplay. I want to make sure that you guys can see all the new changes, especially if you've been considering on playing Apex lately and, you know, you're just a little undecided about it. I think now is the right time. I honestly feel like the developers are actually moving towards the right direction when it comes to this particular game. I do wish that we might have gotten some, you know, new camos for some guns, but I feel like eventually they'll go ahead and release those as well. But, you know, of course, the new skins for the new legends and everyone else as well too has actually been pretty great, so I'm thankful about that. But for the most part, there's a lot of other changes that I honestly feel like I want to go over, but of course, you know, I'm very limited on that matter. So what I'll do is, obviously when I post up my next Apex video on Monday, I'll be sure to go ahead and address any other new changes, just because I'm still trying to get in some game time as much as I possibly can, but just with schedules right now, it's just a little bit difficult. But for the most part, as you can see, I was playing super aggressive right over here. I was actually making the plays. Honestly, I was very, you know, pretty upset the fact that I got knocked by that Wraith, but of course, you know, it's just because I played super aggressive at that moment, and I just wanted to get the last final kill. But I didn't realize that they both had self revives. So there was those two revives going down at the time, and I was just trying to figure out who had the last kill. But for the most part, it is what it is. As long as we got the dub, especially in the first game of the season, I was pretty hyped about it. So for the most part, guys, that is going to conclude today's video. If you guys have made it this far, I do appreciate you and all the support, everything that you give. If you enjoyed today's video, I would actually greatly appreciate it if you consider liking and subscribing as well. With that being said, guys, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe out there. Stay tuned on the next videos. And other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.